Welcome to Fall in Line Podcast. If you guys could please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. That's where the magic happens, right behind me. Enjoy the show. Welcome to another episode of Fall in Line Podcast. I am your host, Ross. I'm here with my guys, TT and Austin, and our first ever Fall in Line Podcast guest with Zach over here, Madison native. Go ahead. The floor is yours. Let them know who you are and what you're doing.
What's up, fellas? It's good seeing you guys, man. I haven't seen you guys in a while.
It's good. It's good to see you.
Talking to you. Been checking in on the podcast, and
appreciate that.
Love seeing it. But yeah, so right now, currently, I'm the offensive quality control and assistant NFL liaison at Western Illinois University. So to kind of explain what I do a little bit, basically for the offense, I help out in any way that I can. So I'm doing a lot of like breaking down film. Anytime they need me to do anything, print scripts, fix scripts, so like practice scripts, help out at practice in any way that I can. I usually try to help out the quarterbacks just because that's what I'm most familiar with. So they allow me to do that. Pretty much literally just the offensive assistant, doing literally whatever they want me to do. So, trying to trace a dream here, and that kind of falls in line with my next step here. What I'm doing is the assistant NFL liaison. So anytime NFL scouts or CFL scouts, head coaches, GMs come in and check out some of our seniors or draft eligible guys, pretty much I meet them out in the parking lot, walk them in, talk to them, kind of, give them a little bit of background on the guys that I know, and just kind of their background as well. And then kind of get them set up with our NFL liaison. I get to sit in on those meetings to kind of explain those meetings. It's literally just getting background on the kids in terms of how do they work out? How are they with their teammates? What type of person are they? Do they do this? Do they do that? What's their practice habits like? So it's been a pretty cool experience. I met a lot of great people here. And it's just been an overall good experience. I mean, if you look us up right now, the season isn't going as we wanted, which is okay, but yeah, man, I'm here for the experience. I'm just extremely grateful and blessed to be in my situation. So yeah, man, any questions, anything you guys got for me, I'm willing to answer here. So
yes, sir. I'm excited, and that sounds exciting as well. I mean, I'm happy for you chasing your dream. It's nice seeing you as well. We appreciate you hopping on here. It means a lot. We look forward to kind of picking your brain here and seeing the transition and all that stuff and what it's like on that side. We talk sports, but out of us three here, we haven't done what you've done. We haven't been on the level you've been on or coached on the level you've coached on. So it's really fun to be able to, see what you're doing here and see your transition going from high school to college quarterback to now being a coach here. It's really cool, man. So we're excited.
For sure.
And I guess I can kick off the questions too. So going from a player to being a coach, how did that transition go? When did you realize you kind of wanted that transition? And, how's it going currently? I know you kind of just explained a little bit and how you're blessed and all that, but like, how's the transition overall?
Yeah, man, it's been good. It's so I got away from football for a little while, which is very tough. But it's been a pretty easy transition because football is really about relationships, and I feel like I'm pretty good at building relationships with people. And I think that also helps me playing, that I'm able to relate to the players a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I was just in their shoes just a little bit ago. Like it wasn't. I mean, I graduated in December 2019. Last time I played was December 2018, or that fall of 2018. So, I still kind of have a feel for what it's like, and just, being around football again, it just brings kind of the kid out of me.
Right.
So they're obviously a little bit younger than me. So I'm able to kind of relate to them, like I play the music at practice. So right. And I got the kids all vibing.
I'm sure they love that.
Yeah.
They love that.
So yeah. So
love listening to music.
Oh yeah, man. You already know her loss. I've been playing it like crazy already. So. But yeah, man, no, it's been a smooth transition. You know, I've been wanting to get back into football for a while. You know, I got to coach at my old high school, Madison East. Shout out Madison East. Shout
Yes,
out
sir.
Jeremy Thornton, head coach. Appreciate him for everything he's done for me too. But yeah, man. So you know, it's just good being around just ball again and being able to help out any way that I can. And you know, just, again, like I said, just chase that dream that I'm going after. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'll ask the next one, Zach. So now from working from a high school team and getting to be involved with college coaching, what is some of the best advice that you've learned from those college coaches? You know, the elder coaches that you are working with right now, what is some of the best advice that they've given you to keep your coaching going on and helping you move forward?
just like coach to coach type thing.
Yeah, coach to coach.
Yeah, man, no matter what happens throughout the season, you know, you gotta stay that steady sail. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fluctuate because kids will see that and they'll realize that, like, kids aren't stupid. You might think they are or whatever you got to think about them, but you know what I mean? So, like, you just got to keep that steady sail. Like, you're their leader. They're looking to you. So if they see you sulking or pouting or whatever, you know, they're going to reciprocate that energy and they're going to feel it. And at the end of the day, we're all humans playing a game or coaching a game. So, you know, I mean, it's easy to tell how somebody's feeling, especially if they wear their heart on their sleeve or emotions on their sleeve, which is kind of how I am, you know. As you guys know, you guys been around me for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, that's just kind of the biggest thing that I've learned from other coaches and just kind of observed and, you know, being around the game again. It's, you know, especially with how our season is going, we haven't won a game yet. So
it's all
just being able to
right
keep
now.
that. Yeah, exactly. Just learning, observing, and, you know, trying to find my place in the football world and got an idea where I want to go. So
I guess also off of that, I sorry to interrupt. I just want to ask, with the season not going the way, I guess, that you kind of wanted to go, how are you keeping your players' heads up and keeping them going throughout the season where the morale is not so low and keeping that, you know, energy behind them?
For sure. Yeah. I just try to be that little spark energy. You know what I mean? Like, some people might be mad. Some people might be sad. Some people might not really talk to them. I just try to kind of go up to every guy, chop it up with them for a little bit, you know, say what's up, you know, crack a little joke with them or something just to keep their heads right, you know. And still, I try to remind guys all the time that, you know, we're playing a game. Like, it's still fun. No matter what happens. Like, you guys know, I've been through losing in high school, college, and right now. So, you know what I mean? I've been through it all. I've been in their shoes, and, you know, I just try to keep them positive and, again, remind them that, hey, you're still playing a game. I don't care if you don't really play, like, you still get to practice. Like, there's so many people around or kids that are dreaming to be in their position. Like, you got to make the most of that opportunity. And, you know, I still wish I was playing. So I try to bring that energy too, that, hey, I'd do anything right now to be in your shoes. And I never played D1. That was always one of my dreams. Didn't get to reach that dream, but it is what it is. And, you know, you just got to roll with it. And, you know, again, like I said, I just keep trying to keep these dudes positive. And, you know, I try to be myself around them. I don't try to be anybody I'm not. So I don't sit there and try to yell at them or, you know, whatever. I'm pretty calm, cool, collected, you know. So I just try to bring the jokes and keep them up, man.
And they need something like that, you know, like they don't need someone.
Yeah, for sure.
You're already, you know, and it comes with seasons like this. You really remember the coaches during seasons like this that don't give up on the team and don't, you know, kind of dwell on them already when they could possibly already be dwelling on themselves. What really speaks to like a true coach is being able to stay level, like you said, and stay in that position. Even if the wins aren't coming, they all have a greater goal. Like, they have a greater goal to make it to the next level. No matter what level you're at, your goal is to make it to the next level. And if you're talented enough and you stay locked in enough, they're going to notice you. With everything we got nowadays, with people being able to watch everyone at every time, like, you're going to get noticed if you just stick with it. And it's not to get like selfish and just be like, no, I'm playing for me, but like, if you continue to play your best and you don't, you don't give up, I mean, that next level is gonna find you if you got the talent. So.
Oh yeah. And just another thing too, real quick, is just like, I've been through all the losing and stuff. So I just truly think, yeah, at the end of the day, it's the worst thing ever. Losing is just terrible.
Right.
But once you go through all that stuff, and I didn't realize this at the time, but I realize it now as I gotten older. Once you go through that stuff, it builds a lot of character, and you're more able to face adversity as you get older. And like, as you guys know, life gets harder. It never gets easier. So you're able to roll with the punches. Been like, dang, man, I've been losing for this long, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through that. Like, they'll be able to go back in that 2022 season. We're 0-9 and we haven't won a game yet. And I remember how I felt, and I don't want to feel like that anymore. So, just makes you want to push harder. You're able to face adversity, and you know what I mean? So
and you find the dogs. You find the dogs during this.
Exactly. And like, you can just correlate football and life so much.
Right.
It's just crazy. And like, and another thing that's helped me too is going in after I graduated college. I went into the real world for a little bit, the business world, and just was never for me. Always knew I wanted to be in football and being like front office type stuff, scouting, player personnel. So, once I went into the real world, I was like, man, it's not where I want to be. And, and I was able to face things that I probably wouldn't be able to face. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
What kind of like goes into a typical week then? Like, how much time do you spend on looking at last game? And then when does that flip over to looking into the next game? So how does it, without getting into like too much detail, how does the week like lay out? You have like a workout day.
Yeah, for sure. So Saturday, obviously we have our game, and then Sunday. So what I do, I'll kind of explain what I do, and I'll kind of explain what the team does. So Saturday we have our game. Depends what time the game is. So say it's a 2:00 game. Well, I have to tag everything on offense on the film. So that means I'm putting in our formations, our plays, down distance, gain, run pass, the result of the play, field position, etc. So I do all that for us. And then so that after that, the game happens, and then about, I'd say 4 to 5 hours later, we get the film up. I come back to the office and I tag the game. Then I go back home, go to sleep probably. And then on Sundays, we usually have a staff meeting around noon.
Okay.
So then we go over like participation, so who played in the game, who didn't. And then we'll break off into offense and defense. Offense, we'll sit there, we'll watch the game. That game we just played on Saturday. And then after that, we kind of have pretty much the rest of our time, however long we want to be here. There's no punch in, punch out. There's none of that.
Right.
You're just there till you get your work done. So then after that, on Sundays, Sunday afternoon, I'm finishing the breakdown. So during the week, I break down our next week component. So I do, like I was saying, field position, down distance, results of the play, series end, etc. So then I'll do that throughout the week. We break down 4 games from there. So basically their last 4. So we'll do their one that they played yesterday. I'll do that game on Sunday. And then after that, I'll do our offensive self-scout. So that's just going over essentially what play we ran. So let's just say I'll just give you guys a basic example. We run all hitches. I will put that into an Excel sheet. I'll put how many times we ran it. I'll put the yards and then the average yard per catch. And then I'll put in whatever. So then I break it down by every game. And then we have a season total. So just it kind of shows like what plays have been working and what plays haven't. It's just all like self-scout, just so our staff knows what's working, what's not.
A lot of analytics when it comes down to it, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. You're just kind of seeing what's your most productive plays.
Right. What's successful, what's not.
Exactly.
it sounds like the Cardinals need you because all we do is run hitch routes and they're just not working. So.
Hey, Cardinals got a little beef going on. I saw.
Do they?
What
happened? I didn't see it.
Kyler and D-Hop. D-Hop came off the field. He goes, "One, what are you looking at? Throw me the ball," or something like that.
That's not beef. That's just in-game hotness when you're not being targeted every play from a main player. It's no beef.
Yeah, my fantasy team needs him to be targeted every play.
Was that in Hard Knocks or something or what?
Yeah.
No, it was during the game.
It was filmed. I saw it because of in-season Hard Knocks, though.
Yeah, they were like mic'd up and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched like 20 minutes of it last night and KO'd, so I didn't even get to finish it.
Right.
I was gonna say, what time do you head into the office and what time are you heading home if you even go home?
Yeah. So I usually don't stay the night in the office. I have yet to do that. I've been here till 4 or 5 though, before, just after a road game, and then we get back super late, and then the film gets uploaded pretty late. So then I sit here. It takes me depends how many plays you run, obviously, but it takes me anywhere from 2 to 3 hours most likely.
So how does like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, do you have like a workout day in between then, or you kind of like have walkthroughs and
Yeah. So I can kind of explain the week to you too here. So Sundays is their off day.
Okay.
And then Mondays we come in and we go through essentially we'll pick like our top 5 plays on offense and defense and special teams. And then each coach will explain it to the team, like why this is our top 5 plays. And then pretty much after that, we move on. We go to the next week.
On the next week.
Because it's so, man, it happens so fast. The season's just flying, man. It's crazy.
I know. Yeah. It is.
It's got to be a lot different for a coach instead of fans. Like, I feel like I wait all week long just to watch 2 hours, my teams to lose this year. But it seems like we're already in week 8 or something like that, week 9. And it feels like the season just started, like week 10. Man, I couldn't even tell you it was week 10. It feels so like it's going by so fast, man. So I can only expect from a coach's standpoint that it just flies by like that even faster.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird. It's like it's super long, but then it's really fast at the same time. You know what I mean? Like days are long, but it goes by quick. And I think that's because, we're doing stuff that we like to do. Like I still when I first got here, it amazed me that like I go out to practice. I'm just out there, I'm just looking around and I'm just like, man, I'm looking at these coaches like these dudes get paid money to coach. This is crazy. They're coaching a game.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind, especially when you're out there just standing.
Right.
And you're just like, wow.
I would love to do something like that, bro. You got it. And that's awesome. You chased that and you got that experience. I do have another quick question for you. What was your like D1 moment? Like, this is the real deal. Like, man, this is some real good football being played.
Yeah. So I got my 1D moment was when, I'll give you 2. It was the one moment where my first day of practice. So the first 2 days of fall camp I missed because I was here. I just couldn't be out there because my background check didn't go through right away or something like that. So then I got out to the field. It was I want to say it was a Tuesday night or Wednesday. I think it was a Wednesday night. And it was under the lights, and we practiced on 2 separate places. So during fall camp, we practiced on our like grass field out back. And then for that practice, we practiced at our stadium. So like I just remember walking out there and like I've never been a part of a D1 program. I've never practiced on the D1 field or anything. I've been in the Badgers camp and stuff like that, but it was just different. Like I was out there and I just like kind of stopped like in the middle of practice and just was like looking around like, man, that's what I always dreamed about. Like I'm really out here right now.
That's crazy.
We outside, like, you know what I mean?
Right. We here.
Exactly. So that was a cool experience for me. And then so the Minnesota game, week 2, that was kind of like, all right, man, like
Big Ten
we're playing some dudes.
football.
We're playing some dudes out here, man. Like they were a good football team, a really good football team, and
They were a ranked opponent this.
What's up?
I think they were a ranked opponent, like a couple
I don't
weeks
think they were,
like that, weren't they?
Yeah, I don't think
yet.
they weren't ranked yet when we played them.
No, but
still,
but you still faced someone that was in the top 25 at one point in the season, I believe.
I mean, they played an NFL running back. Ibrahim is an NFL guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be a day 2 guy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and their receiver who just can't think of his name right now. He's got like two last names.
Yeah, it's like Smith. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He messed up his knee though, but that man, he hit one of our corners so nasty. I was like, oh my! And I'm in the box, so I can see everything. So he'll
that eagle eye. All right, yeah, and I guess my next question for you would be, I know you were kind of hinting at, like you're in your dream scenario, you're getting closer to your dream. With that being said, like, what is your next step? Like, do you want to be a head coach one day? You want to be like an offensive coordinator? You want to be like a scouting guy? Like, what is your next goal?
Yeah, so my next goal is to be ultimate goal is to be an NFL GM. But my next step, I want to just get into an NFL organization any way I can. Kind of have a career path that I want to follow, and what I've been told by some of the scouts I've talked to. So my next thing is to hopefully get an internship with the NFL team, whether that's player personnel or just like a scouting internship, and then just kind of bust my butt and get offered a scouting assistant position, which is pretty much the GA of an NFL team, but you get paid. You get paid solid.
Yeah, that'd be so dope. Just to make it to the league portion of that'd be so sick. Your first time walking out there, I know you mentioned like the practice field. Imagine at an NFL practice facility. Yeah. I can't imagine that. I've been on the field a few times at Michigan games, just pre-game stuff during the game, and just like even like the stuff on the field is just like state-of-the-art crazy stuff. You're just like, why do they need all this? But they have it. But it's just crazy to me, that level. So I can't imagine the stuff you're experiencing. That's just my short experience. You're experiencing this every week, so that's just crazy to me. Yeah, that's dope, man. And I really truly believe that that's obtainable for you. You got that it factor. You, like you said, you're good at meeting people. You've always been a good dude in that aspect, and you understand the game at the most important position of the sport. You understand that spot. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm excited for you, bro. I'm excited to watch this journey for sure.
I appreciate you guys, man. Of course.
What is, when you get into Saturday, I know, you said kind of what you do after the game. What is your pregame, scenario that you go through? And then also, do you get to go, are you like, I know you are with the team, but do you, I guess I'm trying to say is like, are you on the field with the team as they're warming up, getting them warmed up too? And what do you guys go through as a team also too, like the players?
I have something to build off of that too. After you're done answering that, I got something to build off of that too.
Yeah, for sure. I guess it's two, home and away are totally different. So I mean, which one do you guys want me to talk about? You want me to go about both? Do you want me to talk about away, home?
Yeah, go ahead with both. I'm interested in both.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm more interested in the away. I want to know how an away team goes too, for sure. But I do want to hear both. Yeah,
I'll start with the away. So obviously we usually stay in a hotel. Depends how far away we stay. So for a couple games, we stayed an hour away from where the stadium is. So we will wake up, we'll load all of our stuff onto the buses, and then we'll have position meetings real quick for about 15, 20 minutes, just watching a little last minute film. And then we will have breakfast, and then we will head to the stadium from there. So it depends again how far we are from the stadium, and depends that makes up what time we leave, what time we do all that prior stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then we'll go to the stadium. We'll obviously just get into the locker room. So what I like to do personally is I go out there, guys go out there, warm up, stretch, just kind of get a feel, got their music in, just walking around. What I like to do, I walk around the whole field. So I literally start from where we come out, and then I walk around the whole field, just listening to music, whatever is kind of out. Been listening to a lot of Nav lately. I'm a big Nav guy, so I've been listening to that.
That's kind of a crazy pregame choice.
Yeah, I'm a big Nav guy. TT knows, or Tyler, sorry. But yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like. And then we go through our pregame warm up. So we go out there. I'm helping out the quarterbacks. I'm really just kind of catching the ball, throwing it back to the guys. So we do a couple drills, and then
so your arm's still ready to go just in case.
Oh man, always locked and loaded, man. Always locked and loaded. I still got a year left too, so whenever they need me, I'm there.
What college? What D1 college was that, bro? Where one of their coaches had to suit up and he won like 2 games. He was in the SEC. I'll have to look that up.
I know what you're talking about. That happened recently too.
Yeah, that was like last year. They were out. They were 4 quarterbacks deep, and they're like, we don't have any more quarterbacks. And he still had a year of eligibility. He played 2 games and he won.
Jeez.
That's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine that though, because your mindset is all on coaching and making sure it's 2 totally different mindsets. Like you're not like as a player, you're like, oh yeah, it's physical out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2 different mindsets that you have.
As a coach, you're trying to keep their mindset like focused on the game, not trying to be out there doing some crazy stuff. But then when you're on the field, you're just trying to do anything you can.
Exactly. Just getting ready, getting your body feeling good, and making sure you're ready to go. So yeah, and then I'll talk about the home a little bit more. So for home games, just pull up to the facility, and then we have a staff meeting right away. Just kind of go over everything, make sure P's and Q's are all good, and then it's a little bit more of like kind of waiting around a little bit, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of chilling out, and so then we'll have like a breakfast, have some meetings, have a team meeting, and then when we have visits, which we've had a visit at basically every home game so far. So for me, if we have a 2:00 game around noon, I'll meet the recruits in the parking lot, and I'll just walk them over because we kind of got to walk across campus to get them to the building. And then we'll have like a little slideshow for them. Coaches will come and introduce themselves, talk. Then we kind of get up out of there and go get ready to go out for warm-ups, come back in. I kind of head out early, so I don't take the field with the team because I'm in the box. So I will, about 10 minutes before the game starts, I'll head up to the press box and I'll start getting set up and make sure my headset's good and all that stuff. So
let me try something here with you. I'm gonna do a little rapid question, like not like you can obviously think, you don't have to answer as quick as you can, but I got a few questions I just want to ask, like of your preference. So do you prefer playing home or away? Do you like being like the home team? Do you like being the away, like evil, like have to be in there and be a dog?
Yeah. Honestly, I like the away games, man. I do.
I feel like I would love to play the spoiler.
Yeah, it's cool just to see the different facilities and how teams are, their fields. Like it's just kind of cool. Like you just see little nuances. You know what I mean? That's like, oh, if I would want myself like this, or you just kind of dibble dabble from other stadiums and other facilities. So you kind of start getting a mental picture of like what you would want, if you were like an AD or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just kind of cool to see all the other places and see the crowds, So
my next one is noon game or night game.
We've had one night game, but I'm probably gonna be a little bit selfish for saying this one. Definitely noon. So then the film gets up earlier. And I can
Yeah.
break down
Okay.
the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just kind of, and I've always kind of been like, oh, I want to play at night because then I don't got to get up as early, and I kind of have my whole day to prep myself. But now it's like, man, I'm so anxious to just. I'm not even playing it. I'm just anxious to be like, what's
Right.
gonna happen, and you know what I mean. I don't really have control over the situation like I
I'm
did
like
when I
that
was
as
a
a
player.
fan, bro. You should see me before Michigan games. If they have a big game at
Yeah.
night, I'm a mess the whole day. Just I have no control. They don't even know who I am, and I'm still at home. Like you actually have control over some stuff. I'm at home,
Yeah.
like, man, what are we gonna do tonight? Like, are we gonna win this game? I'm reading articles and such. It's
You see
crazy.
those helmets behind him? Those
Yes,
helmets
sir.
behind him. I FaceTimed him during a game, and he was wearing the helmet.
That's only if
Oh.
we're playing good. I can pop it on if we're beating like a Notre Dame by like 30 points. Yeah, I can pop that on. They can put me out there.
Wasn't my man's wearing the Lions helmet like week 1 of the pod or something like
Yeah, I
that?
put it on at the end of everyone. I pop that bistro on. I got the little visor on it, bro. I'm ready to go. This is
I know, that's
official
dope.
too. This is you could wear this in a game.
I'm glad they switched up a couple of years back though, man. It looks just so much better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just their whole style.
And then my last one for you, you're killing this rabbit, by the way. My last one for you is: do you prefer to be in the box where you can see all and tell all, or do you prefer to be on the field in the action, being able to talk to the players directly to their face?
Yeah, for sure. So the only experience that I have from being on the field, I haven't been on the field here. But I just have experience from being on the field as a player, and definitely 100,000% prefer the box. 100,000%.
Really?
I
That's
can
not what
see
I thought.
everything. Yeah, it's just like I'm watching film. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm up there kind of up there just chilling too. You know what I mean? Like I'm literally in a box. Like I got my headset on, just listening to the play calls, not saying anything. I'm writing the plays down just for my purposes. And then if they have a question for me or something, I can answer it. But yeah, it's cool, man. Just kind of helps me see the game a lot better. So it makes sense. Like when you see, sometimes you're probably like, why is the play caller in the box, or why is the OC in the box? You know what I mean?
You see everything develop.
Oh yeah, you see everything, and it's just, and I can only imagine they're even higher up in NFL stadiums.
Oh yeah.
So they can see literally everything, and you kind of get a feel for what coverages they're running, and you can just see everything. It's just a lot better in my opinion. But
Yeah, that's awesome. That's all I have for the rabbit. You killed that. I appreciate that.
for sure.
I've always kind of wondered, like, so who's in that headset? Is it the QB, the OC, and the head coach, and then just a bunch of guys that are listening in? How does that kind of?
Yeah, so it's gonna be all the offensive coaches. So there's like 2 different channels essentially.
Okay.
It's gonna be so like I'm on the offensive side and the defense has their own side.
Yep.
And then the head coach can flip back and forth off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
everyone gets the chance to talk. Really, it's not just those 2 offense and defense coordinators talking.
No, so it's gonna be all the coaches on the offense
Position
side.
Coaches. Yeah.
So you could hop on there and be like, hey, that hitch and go is open every single time. Like you could really hop on there and say something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and anybody can say anything on the offense staff. So
ain't no wonder why sometimes it's unorganized when you see it in the game, and then you see the coach freaking out.
When he cooks in the kitchen.
They're all, dude, you got to think too, man. These dudes are in his ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, but I feel like you kind of know your place.
You know your role for sure. Like,
yeah. So like,
the head coach is talking, and everyone's or the offensive coordinator's trying to like point something out. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, if he's asking like, hey, what run plays you guys like here or something, he's not really talking to the receiver coach.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's talking to the running back or O-line coach. You know what I mean? So you kind of have a feel for what he's looking for, what he's asking for, and who needs to speak up. So
and at that level, is it the timer, or is that just in the NFL where like it cuts off at a certain time in the play clock, or is that just the NFL?
Yeah, so that's for the quarterback. That's for the helmet.
The quarterback one. Okay.
Yeah, so we don't have that.
Okay, so you guys can talk throughout the entire game if you wanted.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we're talking.
I kind of figured that was the case, but I do know that it cuts off for the quarterback. I know that. What do you know? What time is that at? Do you know? What play clock?
I think when there's
15, I thought.
15.
Yeah.
I thought it was 15.
That's
too.
what I thought it was. I could be
Mhm.
wrong. It could be 20, but I'm pretty confident it's 15.
Man,
Yeah, I
the
think it was.
organization of that too is crazy. Just
Yeah.
getting all that out before that hits. You know, the play calls are outrageous from what I've heard on like Hard Knocks and all that. It's just insane.
Oh yeah, man. All types of words going on, man, and it's all like another thing too is like NFL teams, they have 2 plays, which I'm sure you guys know.
Right.
They have 2 play calls, so that's when you hear like alert or like can, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
crazy. The
they're
Omaha. Yeah,
So
I mean,
that kind of goes off. That goes off my next question that I kind of have for you. On the offensive side, I know probably the defensive side is more of like a matchup. You see how they come out in their formation. How many plays do you guys have scripted that you like to start off a game? Say, like, do you have your whole first drive scripted, or is it more of like, all right, let's see what the defense gives us the first couple of plays and then go from there, or is it just like boom, 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 boom? Those are the first like 10 plays we're running.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. It's like the first 10 plays. You know what I mean? But
what if
then
you guys
can
like
call.
what if you guys like
Changes.
score on the first play though? Like if you score on the first play, do you guys just go to the next play when the next drive starts, or do you just like, all right, script's done, we're up?
No, yeah, you'd probably go. I mean, we've never scored on the first play, so I can't speak for that here. But yeah, no, I mean, from my understanding, you know, those openers are like, those are the plays that you really think that are like gonna get you going and get you started.
Yep.
So that's, you know, they pretty much go down that list. But you know, football is just, it's still a game, like I've been saying, man. So anything can happen at any given moment. You know, you could be like, you can literally look at your call sheet and you can be like, oh, this second place trash. I don't want this right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you can just, you know, it's all preference.
Right.
On,
We got a
on
QB draw and we just got stopped for 5 yards on our first run of the game.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like you see that a lot too in college football. Like play callers don't change up the plays enough because they stick to the script instead of adapting to what's happening in the game, and making those adjustments. Like if you get stuffed twice, you're not going to want to hand the ball off again because it's not.
That's the most underrated thing that people don't understand. People don't understand that there's like scripting in football. Like people script drives. So a team like Georgia Southern goes down and ties up Alabama because they've been working on that script at practice and they got those plays down to a T. And they like, you know, whenever like it's like close to the beginning, you really see like what kind of team you're playing when like the second quarter comes around, when like you guys actually like when the coaching actually kicks in type stuff. It's kind of crazy to me how many people don't understand that like a lot of like teams script their first few drives. Like they know what they're looking for. If we're starting on this 30 on our own 30-yard line, like this is like what we're going with here type stuff. So that's always interesting to me too.
And then making adjustments. You got teams like the Cardinals that won't even do it. They'll just stick to the run for some reason. I don't get it.
And that's the thing too, man, is like the average football fan is always just screaming at their TV, like, what are they doing? What are they thinking?
Why are they running on 3rd and 25? It's like the completion percentage of throwing it 30 yards isn't very high. So let's just make a smart play here.
There's no 25-yard play. You know what I'm saying? Like they have them broken down into like, this is 2nd and 7, or you know, between whatever ranges. You know what I mean? 2nd and 4 to 7. This is what we like here. You know what I mean? It's so much that goes into it and that people don't understand, and that's why I try to like. You know, anytime it's hard for me to be around an average person when they're sitting there screaming at the TV, like, why'd they just do this? Or it's like, well, they had the numbers over there. The defense just made a good play. You know what I mean? And they just don't get it or see it. And then,
I can't stand that stuff too. I don't like to call myself like a football guru, but like I pay a lot of attention to football. And like I can't stand that stuff too, when people just don't understand the game and they're just trying to call stuff out and you just know the reason why, and they're just, oh man, that's gotta be one of my biggest pet peeves ever.
What would you say from your or
go ahead. No, go ahead. You're good.
I was gonna say, would you say that is one of the like biggest things you've learned from going from being, I guess you could say, well, I mean, I know you know the football game very well, but going from like a fan or even just a coach in Madison, then going to coaching in college, would you say that is one of the biggest things you've picked up on, is learning, you know, or instead of becoming like, you know, the whole fan situation into coaching now?
Yeah. So you just kind of, you're watching a lot of film, you know what I mean? So you're seeing a lot of different stuff, and I'm no complete like guru or anything, you know. I'm still learning just as much as the next person, you know. I just have a little bit deeper understanding of things, and you know, there's just a lot of like different like coverages and stuff, and fronts determine stuff, you know. I'm still learning about fronts, you know. I'm not the best with that, like over under, over G, just stuff like that, you know what I mean? And it just, there's a lot to it, man, and there's so much that football teams can do, and you know, I'm still learning, and you know, it's just a blessing to be where I'm at, like I said, and just being able to see things in a different way. And my former teammate is the reason why I'm here, and he's got a great knowledge for football, and so I just pick his brain, and you know, as much as I can, and you know, that I'm extremely thankful for him. So you know, he's just answering any question, help me out any way that I can.
Yeah, feel free to give any shout outs you want. Feel free.
Yeah, so you can drop the name if you want, man.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you're here, and we are thankful that you're here. So whatever you got any. Actually, speaking of that, bro, if you have anything you want to like promote, or you know, anything like that, feel free. We'll get into the picks here soon. The real reason why you're here, we're gonna pick your brain about how much you know about the NFL level. Whether you have time to watch it a lot with all you got going on, I don't know, but we're gonna find out for sure.
For sure, man. Yeah, I don't have a lot of time. We like I said, on Sundays, you know, that's when we're breaking down and looking at the next opponent. So we got it up in the office on that TV that I showed you guys a little earlier, you know, before we started recording.
You catch last Sunday as a Packers fan? You catch last Sunday by chance, or were you busy?
Yeah, man. I saw the game, man.
I didn't. If you want to fill me in.
I mean, it wasn't really a Packer game, man. So it was more so the Lions game, I would say.
Hey, we get 2 or 3 a year, 2 or 3 wins a year. I'm taking one against the Packers. I'll take that any day of the week.
Showing your anger right now that you have with Green Bay. My last question before we actually hop over to the NFL side. Have you had a scenario where you're in the booth yet where you've kind of taken your headset off and slammed it on the ground or on the table or anything yet? Like a mad situation that's really just gotten you boiling yet, where you see like some of the head coaches where they throw the play sheet call on the, have you had one of those yet?
Yeah, I have personally not. You know, I'm, like I said, I'm calm, cool, collected. I'm chilling up there. You know, I'm just writing down the plays. You know, I get mad up there, obviously, you know, whatever, but I've seen headsets thrown a couple times. Won't say any names, won't point anybody out, but
how durable are they?
A couple times. Hey man, they're still working, so I guess they're pretty durable.
They're unbreakable as far as we know.
Yeah, exactly. As far as I know, man, I haven't seen a mic fly off or anything yet. So
it's that's surprising because you see some of them coaches, they Gronk spike.
Oh man. Well, I think it was the Bills coach the other week?
Sean McDermott.
Bills coach? Oh man, there was, he was in the box though. He started like pounding. Ripping up his
face. He was slamming the paper.
Where he like they didn't get the playoff. They didn't get the playoff with the final player.
Yeah, that was their first loss.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where he probably wishes he was on the field, bro, because he's up in that box and then you run out of time and all that stuff with the quarterback. That's got to be one of the most frustrating things. I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised, man. Hey, they got money though there, man. So they're not worried about. I'm surprised he didn't snap that thing. You know what I mean?
They'll break whatever and have a new one there by halftime.
Oh, for sure.
Man, they're not tripping about that at all. All right, fellas, what do you say? We test the knowledge of our guest over here and see. I mean, first of all, what we got to shout out here is the W belt. Austin, I apologize. You're not here right now to share it, but Austin and I shared the belt. I don't have our records. Again, it's on my laptop. My laptop's not in here because we are virtual.
10-6.
I went
10-7.
10-6, I thought.
I think you,
And
you
you guys
went
were
10.
11
I
and
believe we went 11-5. I think we both had 11 wins.
10-6. But the reason I did that is because I felt bad winning back-to-back weeks, and I wanted you guys to feel winning again before I retake the lead again.
I didn't feel bad when I won back-to-back to start out the year. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, but I have sympathy for you losers, you know?
Yeah, well, 4. Austin's got 4. TT's still sitting at 2. Not ideal for you, TT. The fact that Zach could cut halfway into your lead in 1 week, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But let's start it off here.
It'd be the only thing he's beating me at.
It is Thursday night. Close the yearbook. It is Thursday night. Thursday night football is on. Falcons at Panthers. Falcons favored by 2.5, and admittedly so. This is a late podcast, and we do know what's going on in that game. So this could be really embarrassing if it doesn't end up this way, but I'm going to go with the Panthers in this one. They're currently sitting in the lead 22-9. Just so if they do end up losing, podcast listeners, you guys heard they choked it after I said this. Panthers win.
Yeah, it's kind of an ugly game over there too. I mean, Mike Mariota has 9 incompletions. Just ugly game of football for the Atlanta.
BT.
Yeah, it's wet out. It's been raining. It's windy out there. Ugly game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Before the game I would have picked the Falcons, but I'm picking the Panthers.
I think I would have as well.
I'm gonna be a realist here. I would have picked the Falcons before, so I'm just gonna stay with that pick because
if
I'm
they
just gonna
come
keep
back,
it real, keep
you're
it
smart.
100, man.
All right, you're the realest one because I'm not doing that. I got a belt to maintain over here.
You do. You got the belt, man. So I totally get it. Ride that wave.
Yep.
I know it's raining there too, so.
Yep. All right. Next, we'll move on to our Sunday games. Not a noon game because they're playing at 8:30 in the morning in Germany with the Seahawks playing at the Buccaneers. Apparently, it's a home game for the Buccaneers in Germany. Buccaneers favored by 2.5 in this game. And for our listeners, we are talking about the spread, not on a betting basis, just what ESPN has the favorite listed as. Austin, why don't you go ahead and start this one?
Yeah, so I'm going with the Bucs in this one. I think Tom had a good bounce back game last week and had a game-winning drive down the field, and I think he continues that momentum. And they go over to Munich and get the win. The Seahawks are higher now. They won the last 4 games, last 5 of the 6. So I think they eventually got to come back down to earth, and I think the Bucs take this one. Last thing is just look for Vita Vea stuff, Kenneth Walker, that one. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucs as well. I saw Winfield's back from injury, and he makes that secondary so much better. He's a ball hawk. He's a real good defender. And I do think them getting that last second drive win gave him a lot of confidence. Tom Brady did what Tom Brady does. Sad it was against my boy Stafford, but Stafford didn't even have a chance, so I'm cool with it. I'm going with the Bucs in this one.
I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers in this one. I know they were talking about Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf being a little banged up. I don't even think that would make a difference if they were playing or not. I do think Tampa Bay being back almost to fully healthy. I know they're still missing a couple of linemen, but they got a lot of their starters back. I think they end up pulling this one out in TB12. They start flipping that direction and start winning some games here. So,
yeah, I'm with the crowd here, man. I think they're gonna change their season around here, especially with that was a pretty big win against the Rams. That kind of feel like that almost might deflate them, to be honest with you. I mean, but Tom, got that game-winning drive. Like you said, Winfield's back. They're starting to get healthy again. So I think they're gonna turn their season around at this point and just keep winning it.
Yeah, as a quarterback yourself, are you a Brady guy, or is the Rodgers Brady rivalry alive and well in your mind?
Oh man, Yeah, growing up, I hated Tom Brady. I hated Peyton Manning. And I was just the biggest Brett Favre fan. I wanted to be Brett Favre so bad.
Yeah.
But obviously times have changed. I don't really mess with that guy anymore. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, man, I respect Tom. I respect his game. You just have to respect somebody that's as great as Tom. You know what I mean? He's been doing it for so long. Like,
Right.
he was like 45 years old, man. Like, I just couldn't even imagine like playing at 45.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane, dude. You know what I mean? So I just have the utmost respect for him. And obviously, this season hasn't gone as well as has in the past, and he's battling some different things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So, I respect him. He's won seven rings. So
yeah, I mean, he's up there. It's wild what he's done.
So I like Tom. Yes.
I got my boy right here, chilling in the Michigan.
Yep.
I know Austin's a super fan, so I had to gauge where you were at with that. TT, I don't know how you feel. I know you respect Tom, but I don't know if you're a fan.
I respect Tom. I didn't like him growing up, but now that I realized, and I have a different mindset on football, I realized Tom Brady,
Right.
There's not a greater winner to ever play any sport ever. I've never seen someone with as much motivation to win a game and determination as this guy, and his mentality is out of this world. I mean, he literally chose football over his family.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
man. The winner point, that was a great point. I respect that point that you said that.
Yeah.
The winner, you can underline the winner part too.
Yeah, he would play a full preseason game at 50 years old if he could.
Yeah.
All right, Vikings at Bills. Bills favored by 3.5 in this game. Bills might most likely not, but potentially are going to be without Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Elbow sprain, I believe, was the diagnosis.
He's missed back-to-back days of practice this week.
I think that's more precautionary. I feel like they're just making sure he can play on Sunday.
I definitely think so too. Josh seems like that guy that also is strong-headed, and you'd have to literally lock him in jail for him to not be able to play a game. I think he plays this game. I think the Bills exposed the Vikings after losing last week. They didn't like the way that goes. This will be a scary game for the Vikings. They're going to see why the Bills are the best team in football, and it's going to be a high-scoring game for just the Bills.
Yeah, this is my short and sweet of the week. I'm going Bills. Like you said, if they're coming off a loss, they're going back. They're going to be home. Josh Allen might be a little banged up, but they're still a great team. And I don't know how real that 6-1, 7-1 record, whatever the Vikings are, is just yet. I've seen a bunch of like graphics about how bad the teams are that they're beating. Statistically, I know they beat my Lions and your Cardinals, so I apologize. I mean, they beat the Packers too, so I mean, we're all struggling here. But yeah, I'm going Bills in this one.
I do want to say a key missing factor for the Vikings this week is Cameron Dantzler, who is doubtful this week, who has really been their number one corner this year. And I think they're not going to have anyone to be able to guard Diggs.
Hopefully. Shout out to my fantasy team.
Yeah, so a couple things here is it's supposed to be the first snow game of the season in Buffalo. So look for a heavy dose of Dalvin Cook and Singletary.
That might benefit the Vikings, honestly. Yeah, got Dalvin Cook, bro.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so as a Pats fan, I want to see the Vikings win, but I just think that Bills are just better on both sides of the ball. One other thing is if Josh Allen doesn't play, the backup for the Bills is Case Keenum. So he's going to have a little bit of a chip on his shoulder going against his old team.
And you got a vet. You're not worried about him being out there, you know?
Yep. I'm going with the Bills in this one as well with you guys.
Oh, man. I don't know if I can do this, but if Josh Allen does not play, the Vikings are going to win the game. But if he does play, the Bills are gonna win.
I like that.
I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that's something we can do on the pod here, but
you can do whatever you want.
That's my opinion, man. I just think he's just that much of a difference maker.
Yeah.
For the Bills, man. That dude's he's literally the best quarterback in the league right now.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion, right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's right behind Kyler.
Yeah. He finally passed Jared Goff.
Yeah, man. So that's just my opinion on the game. So take that as you will.
I agree. All right. And the next game we have is Lions. My Lions at the Bears. Bears favored by 3. And Zach, what we like to do in this podcast, if it's your team, we kind of pick last because I want to see what other people are thinking about my team this week. So one of you guys can start this one.
Go ahead, guest.
Oh yeah, Zach can go.
I got it, man. I'm right with the Lions, man. I think that they're gonna keep this going. I know everybody's hyped up about Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields. I think he's a great football player, and they're kind of letting him be who he is. You know what I mean? Running a lot of play action boot and letting him run. I mean, he just broke the quarterback rushing record in the game. Mm-hmm. So I know that they're semi-hot, I guess you could say. I mean, they haven't really been winning though. So I just think that the Lions are still a solid football team, and I think Dan Campbell has those guys, always ready to play. I mean, they're not getting blown out or anything. Mm-hmm. And they just came off the W against the Packers, which is, I know it's probably huge out there. I know the Packers aren't that good right now, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, man, I think they're just gonna ride that wave right now and get some wins, and I think we'll start seeing the Lions kind of progress in this season. To be honest with you, just my opinion, but I'm sure Ross loved to hear that one.
This is why you're the guest on here right now. This is what we love. We scouted out. We're like, who's gonna pick the Lions this week? You are very tuned in with the Lions, and I do notice that too, because Dan Campbell always has them. I know he's only been there for 2 years, but it's the same pattern as last year. They started out, and everyone's like, what is going on with the Lions? When are they going to turn around? And then they beat a big team last year. Sorry, TT. Last year it was the Cardinals that kind of turned around their season. They kind of ran the Cardinals off the field last year. And then this year they get another emotional big win at home against the Packers. So yeah, I know we just said we're going last when it's our teams, but you kind of just like, I kind of had to explain why I think that you are right. So I'm going with the Lions as well in this one. And I'm usually not biased, but I like what they're doing as well with Justin Fields. I like how they're using him now, letting him use his legs. And like you said, he broke that record for a single game in a league where we had a Michael Vick, a Cam Newton, players that can run. Lamar Jackson, I can't forget Lamar Jackson, and Justin Fields holds that record now, which is impressive. But yeah, I just think the Lions, their win against the Packers was more impressive than the fact that we had Hutchinson, a rookie, get an interception, Kirby Joseph, a rookie, get 2 interceptions, James Mitchell, who just filled in for Hawkinson as a rookie, had the go-ahead end up being game-winning touchdown. So I mean, they're starting to play with some passion, and these young guys are actually getting their feet wet, and they're starting to come around.
Can I say one thing? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this. And that man Jamal Williams is a dog.
Yeah. Yes.
Jamal Williams is a dog, and I know what type of player he is, just from Hard Knocks and him also being on the Packers. That energy that he brings and that uplift that he brings to his squad is different when you got a player like that.
I love Jamal Williams. Teams were calling for him at the deadline, and I was like, please, no, don't trade him.
Yeah, and he's just been running the pill, man, doing everything for him. So when you have a dude that's just sitting out there, running backs, they go out there and get smoked almost every play. So when you see a dude that's just that hyped up and always positive, and he's freaking crying during his speech, you know what I mean? He just cares so much.
I know.
And, so I was pretty upset when the Packers got rid of him too.
I love Jamal. They made the right choice though. I mean, they had to either Jamal or AJ Dillon, and I think AJ Dillon eventually is going to be the guy there soon.
For sure.
I love Aaron Jones, but AJ Dillon's coming.
Yeah.
Man, so who would have thought at the beginning of the season this would have been an offensive game? With how good both defenses looked at the beginning of the season, and now it kind of flipped over to the offensive side. The offense is taking over, but I'm going with Chicago in this one. I think the coach is finally letting Justin Fields loose and letting him do what he did in college, and that's helping his game big time because I feel like he doesn't have all that pressure now that he has to like sit in the pocket and go over this possession and hit the check down, blah, blah, blah. And he can get out of the pocket. He can do whatever he wants because I think he's getting that confidence. And once a QB gets confidence, there's no telling what can happen. So I'm going with Chicago.
I'm gonna go with Chicago in this game too. I think it's more of I don't know if Detroit's gonna be able to stop Justin Fields running. I'm not really worried about him passing the ball. I think his scrambling ability, like what he did last week to the Dolphins, is becoming a huge problem. You see a lot of these running quarterbacks do good the first couple of years being able to run the ball until people figure him out. And I think he's starting to believe more in his legs than he is in his arm. And I think that's what's going to lead him to this win this week. I think that he might have another game of over 100 yards rushing. So, and I also believe this one was kind of like a pick 'em because of I also thought it came down to home field advantage, which is a real thing. And it being at Soldier Field is going to be exactly why they win. You guys are going to split this season. You guys win at home, they win at home. So Chicago's at home this week, they win.
For sure. Yeah, no, I could see that. The weather's going to play a big role.
Yeah.
Both teams can run the ball really well, but if it's bad weather, I'm taking the Lions offensive line any day of the week. I'm just going to be honest. They've invested a lot into that offensive line. But yeah, no, I'll take the Bears defense Monday through Sunday. It's going to be fun. I'm excited as a Lions fan for sure.
Yeah, we saw what Chicago did in week 1 though when it was wet. So we'll see.
Yeah, true.
See what happens.
True. They did have a little fun. All right. Broncos at Titans. Titans favored by 3 in this game. I'm assuming Tannehill will be back. Malik Willis kind of had
He's not a quarterback.
He had his moment and did not shine. I think all Titan fans are hoping Tannehill's back. I'm going with the Titans in this game. I just can't bring myself to ever picking the Broncos unless they're playing a very, very bad team. I'm surely not going to take them on the road against a team that almost beat the Chiefs. So I'm going Titans.
Yeah, I'm going Titans as well. Broncos are coming off a bye, but they do have one of the worst offenses in the league. And I think Mike Vrabel is one of the best defensive coaches in the league. So that plays a huge part. And I think when they let Chubb go, I think that kind of set the team back a little bit, especially when you're going against one of the best running backs in the league. I don't know how they're going to be able to stop it. So I'm going with the Titans.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Titans this week too. A little bit of a sour loss last week to the Chiefs in OT. A game where they had the lead, and at one point it really looked like the Chiefs were the Titans were dominating the game to start off, and ended up being the Patrick Mahomes show again in the end. But I don't think Denver's gonna be able to stop the run at all. King Henry's back; he's in full swing, and I think he has a big game. And hopefully, like you said, Tannehill's back. It sounds like this week he's questionable right now, but I know they were kind of shooting for him to hopefully be back this game. So if he plays for sure, I think they win.
You're not going to shout out their backup running back too, sitting right here.
Hassan
Haskins, baby.
Hillard?
No.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna go with the Titans. I don't know what's going on with Russ, and that offense is pretty crazy to me, to be honest. I don't know how it just like goes downhill like that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them.
The preseason was crazy.
Yeah, and I thought I didn't think that they'd win like the West or the AFC West or anything. I think it's just too loaded over there. And I just think Chiefs and Chargers are better, but I thought for sure that they would be way better than this, at least like putting up a fight, like almost, you know what I mean?
I thought that was going
Nah,
to
I
be the
think I'm
best
winning
division
games.
in football, but I mean, the Raiders and the Broncos just aren't playing up to
Mm-hmm.
par at all. The Raiders are, I don't even know. They are the most surprising bad team I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think injuries just set back both teams. I saw some today that Las Vegas only had their top 4 offensive players play like 40 something snaps all season. So I think
Yeah.
both teams got
Waller
That's
and
crazy.
Renfro are out for 4 weeks too, so it's not going to get any easier for them.
When is
But,
Waller not out, man?
yeah, it's crazy. All right, so Jags at Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 9.5 in this game, which I think is a crazy big line for this game. But anyone else want to start this one?
Yeah, I'll go. Chiefs win.
Fair.
It's plain and simple.
Fair. I like it.
Yeah, I think Chiefs have one of the best offenses, or the best offense in the league. And Jags defense is getting there, but I don't think it's all the way there. I think they're still a little bit too young. Last week I mentioned Kadarius Toney. They passed it to him on the first play of the game, and then after that he only got one other completion. So I think now that he's had a little bit more time with the playbook, I think they get him going a little bit more. And I think with him and Kelsey and Juju, I think that offense is just gonna put up a lot of points on that Jags defense.
Yeah.
Bad.
Go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna say, a bad time for the Jags to be playing the Chiefs right now. So
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
Chiefs win. I think Jags are gonna surprise some people. At least could be next year, could be the year after that, but I think within the next 2 years, I mean, they're building right now.
Yeah, Lawrence is going to go one of two directions. He's right there where you don't know. One week you see him make throws and make plays where you're just like, that's the number one pick in the draft. Everyone is calling the next Peyton Manning, next Tom Brady, all that. And some days you're watching him, you're like, this guy's a bust. I don't think it gets any easier for him this week. I don't think this is the week where people turn around and be like, yeah, this guy's the number one pick in the draft. Because I think the Chiefs are just they're riding high after that win against the Titans on prime time. I think that they continue to dominate and they win this game.
Yeah, especially with the Chiefs at home. That's a tough place for the young player to play.
Yeah, Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Yep.
And back on the Trevor thing, man, he's got the arm is there. You watch it, he could sling that rock. It's all up here, man. He just some of his throws are just, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's worthy of that number one pick, and he'll turn it around for sure. He's got the talent, like you just said.
Yeah.
ETN's gonna help him out a lot. That dude's a baller.
Yeah, he's also got Doug Peterson as his head coach too.
Yeah.
Quarterback guru,
Yeah.
which I think he's a good coach. I mean, he just inherited a dumpster fire from
Right.
Urban.
Yeah.
So
He turned around the Eagles, so we'll see. We'll see what he can do.
I think they'll be okay coming up here. So
Yeah, they got some playmakers on the defensive side too. But you're running into a Super Bowl contender every year, so we'll see. All right, Browns at Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 3.5 in this game at home. I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this game. That offense. I know the Browns have a good defense, but they haven't lost a game yet where Tua plays the entire game. They are undefeated with Tua playing. I don't see a reason why that ends against the Browns when the Dolphins are at home. Tyreek Hill's having a legendary season. He's about to break Calvin Johnson's single season record. It's looking good for the Dolphins right now. Unfortunately, they're in the same division as who I think the best team in football is, the Bills. But the Dolphins are coming in that division, and Austin, as a Patriots fan, I wish you good luck.
Yeah, AFC East is tough. This is a tough game for me because Cleveland's coming off one of the best wins of the season 2 weeks ago, and last week they had a bye. They beat the Bengals by almost 20 2 weeks ago. So it's tough to go against them, but I just can't go against that Dolphins offense. Just way too explosive. I'm going with the Dolphins in this one. Dolphins are at home. I just don't think that Cleveland offense is equipped to keep up.
You cover Tyreek Hill, you got to deal with Waddle. You cover Waddle, you got to deal with Tyreek Hill. You cover both of them, you got to deal with Gesicki. I mean, there's just they got everything.
Z, you want to go?
yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have this up right now. Do you guys know who's like out or anything like that?
Austin's usually on top of that.
Yo, what's
As
up?
of right now, there's no clear outs, but not a lot of big names that are questionable. I mean, Greg Newsome and Joku, who have been questionable the last couple of weeks, are out.
Denzel's back this week. He was out the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So he's
Okay,
gonna
yeah, that's what I was
follow.
gonna
He'll
say.
follow one of the two receivers, but like I said,
not a lot of significant outs right now. So
I got you. I think it's gonna be a little bit better game than people think it will be, especially Dolphins just kind of struggle with the Bears. But I mean, I don't know if they really expected Justin Fields to be running the ball like that.
right.
As you guys seen, Mike or McDaniels was like, "Can you stop?"
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
stop. And then that joke after the game was funny too. He was like, yeah, he obviously doesn't take coaching. I tried to tell him to stop running the ball and he didn't listen, so he doesn't take coaching very well.
He's such a quirky dude, but he's funny, man. Like he's just,
Yeah.
he's just a funny dude,
I'm a
and
fan.
he's just like so calm and nonchalant, man. So I mean, I can only imagine playing for him. You know, he's just cracking jokes and he got a straight face.
Right.
But yeah, man, I would God, it's tough. I'm gonna. You guys both pick the Dolphins.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins too. I have to.
Okay.
I'm trying to switch. I'm trying to switch it up a little bit, but I just think that this week, you know, I think Dolphins. All the points you guys hit on, and I just think that you know they're a really good football team and got a good coach that a lot of people were clowning before the season and wanted to say all this stuff about him, but he's been having them dudes ready to play. So
it's gonna be my lock of the week is the Dolphins.
Here you go, man.
They are,
Sitting right next to me.
yeah. If you want to give me a tap with that, I will say the Dolphins win this one by at least a touchdown, I think. The Browns, before they beat the Bengals, are kind of on a slope going down, it felt like, losing the 4 before that. And I think the Bengals are kind of an iffy team this year. So, but the Dolphins are legit. The Dolphins offense is one of the fastest offenses to ever step foot on any field. And I think that they win this game.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I always mark the not for kids when I upload it.
I want to see the impact that Jeff Wilson's made too. It seems like he kind of went over there and stepped up.
Yeah.
oh, for sure.
The Dolphins.
All right. Texans at Giants. Giants favored by 4.5 in this game at home. I really like the Giants. I like their team. I like Saquon's bounce back year. He was one of the best backs in the league, and he's continuing to show that. I'm going Giants in this game.
Yeah, so this is my lock of the week. I'm going with the Giants as well.
Don't go too far.
Thanks, man. So they're coming off a bye week. Saquon's going to be healthy and fresh, and we've all seen Saquon when his legs are fresh. I mean, there's no telling what he can do. There's no limit for him. And then I'm just not sure like how much the Texans even want to win. I mean, I know it's kind of always tough to say that no team ever tanks, but at the same time, yeah, they just don't have much on offense. I just don't think
I know you're a Patriots fan, so you don't think teams ever tank, but as a Lions fan, teams tank. Okay. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
We tank often.
Yeah, and it's kind of like two opposites. You know, the Giants are looking to make a playoff push, and the Texans who kind of just coast into the season.
I like the Giants in this one too. Like you said, they're coming off a bye. They're somewhat back to healthy. They're playing the Texans, who, don't get me wrong, the Texans have surprised me with how, not the record obviously, but how well they've played against some of these teams this year. I think they found some key pieces, especially at running back with Pierce. They might have found not an elite quarterback, but a quarterback that can keep you in a game in Davis Mills. He's not bad at all, but I do think the Giants are just overall better here, and the Texans don't care to win. Like I say every week, Saquon is doing his thing. He seems to be back. Danny Dimes is diming people up somewhat, and the defense is playing well. So I think the Giants win this one, and they're at home.
I have a side question then. So do you think the Texans should have to QB with how loaded this QB class is coming up? You think they go get?
I could see them maybe late round going quarterback, but I don't see them wasting a 1, 2, 3 pick on a QB. I think they personally like Mills too. I know fantasy wise, he's been popping up on radars. I mean, after he played decent against the Eagles, I've seen his stock rose big time. So he might not be the it factor there, but I think he knows how to play the game. He knows how to control.
I kind of feel the opposite. I feel like if you're going to take a quarterback, do a franchise changing guy at the beginning of the draft. Like if you think Davis Mills is good enough to not waste one in the first 3 picks on a Bryce Young or a CJ Stroud or a Will Levis, I think then it wouldn't make any sense to take one in the later rounds, because then you're just taking basically a flyer on a guy that scouts aren't seeing is being better than a Davis Mills or situation like that. I feel like if you're gonna, this is the same way with the Lions are gonna have probably a top 3, top 5 pick. And they're also gonna have the Rams pick right now, which is looking like it's gonna be a mid first round pick because they're not winning much. So if the draft were today, the Lions would be picking like 4 and 12. So people are saying take a different player, take like Will Anderson at 4 if he's there, and then take a quarterback at 12. But I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying, well, why? If you think a quarterback is your guy, go get him right then at 4. Take him right then. If you think he's your franchise-changing quarterback, get him. That's just my thought process. I think that's the way I would approach it if I was the Texan situation. If you think a guy's good enough to replace Mills, take him at 2 or 3. Don't take him at 30, whatever.
Yeah, this one's pretty easy, man. I mean, Giants, I think they're just going to keep rolling. Good football team. Dabble's got them playing well. So
isn't that crazy?
Completely change that team around.
That's crazy.
What to the end?
Dabble, I think Dabble might be a front runner for Coach of the Year, possibly. I mean, the way he's got that team rolling and the energy you see that team have on the field and him is unreal.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be exciting to see because there's a lot of impressive teams. I know Salah is gonna be in it.
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, that's why
all the guys that
he's got to get it right now.
McDaniels could be in it for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
Las Vegas coach.
You're talking about the Raiders coach,
or not McDaniels? Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were trying to make a joke.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, I got you. It is. Yeah. Isn't it McDaniels? His name's McDaniels, right?
McDermott. Yeah, you guys talking about McDermott?
Yeah, joke.
No. He's talking about Dolphins.
Oh, his name's McDaniels.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Raiders coach.
Me too.
That was the first one that popped into my head.
The Dolphins coach's name is McDaniels.
Yes. Yeah.
This is
It's
McDaniel. No, that's
McDaniel. Sorry,
Mike McDaniel. I had to look that up for a second because
I think I said McDaniels earlier. I think I did say that. I meant to say McDaniels.
It's all good. We're just talking. We're talking plural. There's
for
2 of them. He's got a twin. All right. Saints at Steelers. Saints favored by 1.5 on the road in this game. I'm actually gonna lock this one in. I'm taking the Saints in this game. I think the Saints are a better team than the Steelers all around. I think the Steelers are at the point where they just need to get their rookie as many reps as they can. I like Kenny Pickett a lot. He was my favorite quarterback in the draft. He went first, obviously, out of the quarterbacks. But I just think the Saints defense is not going to mess around with the rookie quarterback like that. And I don't know. So definitely think there might be a chance that we see Winston in this game for the Saints. I got to figure that out soon. I got Winston and Andy Dalton fantasy wise, but I think so. I've been paying a little closer attention. There was definitely a moment where Dalton was about to get benched last game. But yeah, I'm going Saints in this one as my lock.
Yeah, I think the Saints win this one too. I think it's going to be a close game, and I do think you could see Jameis Winston this week. I know Austin needs it possibly for him to win MVP still, for him to start playing.
He's coming.
But I really do think that the Saints are still somehow in one of the ugliest divisions of football and are still fighting for a chance at playoffs. So they are in desperate needs of wins right now. And they're going to come out, they're going to go in a pit and they're going to win just because the Steelers are young and they don't have it together. So
Honey Badgers picking off Kenny Pickett. I'm calling it right now.
there's probably going to be like 2 or 3.
Oh, geez.
You can go, Zach.
All right. Yeah, man, I think Saints is a good bounce back game for the Saints, or kind of flip their season around a little bit here. Yeah, man, I think that defense, like you guys have been saying, I think that defense is just going to be too much. They need to go against a team like this at this moment. So I think it's going to pan out well for them. I think Kamara's going to have a big game, and Steelers offense has just been doing nothing. And Najee, I think I've seen Najee Harris hasn't even had a 20-plus yard run in like 108 attempts or something like that, 109 attempts.
Real rough year.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but I keep talking about coaches, but I think Mike Tomlin's gonna get those boys right eventually. It might not be this year, so they might be able to get a good pick and get some guys, flip their team around, and obviously T.J. Watt being out is ginormous. So
yeah, so Mike Tomlin.
Sorry, Austin. Do we have any word on TJ Watt?
Yeah, Mike Tomlin said he was optimistic today that TJ Watt would play because he just came off IR this week. So
we'll see how much he plays, though.
If I'm a coach, I'd say you're not making playoffs. You don't want to risk a further injury into a pectoral. That could be something serious. You got to sit him.
Minka's playing as well, which I think kind of leads to why the line is so close as it is.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say that Steelers offensive line is just awful. And I think with the Saints' good defensive line with Cam Jordan, I think they're going to have an absolute field day on them. So I'm taking the Saints in this one. And hopefully Jameis plays because I hated watching Andy Dalton play last week. It was awful.
All right. Let's go Colts at Raiders. Raiders favored by 4.5 in this game. I'm going Raiders. I know they lost some weapons. I still think the Raiders are going to win this game. I know they're having a rough year, but I still like that team. I like the talent that they have on the offensive side of the ball, even with the injury. So I'm going Raiders.
Yeah, so the Colts played the Pats last week, and watching that game, I'm never taking the Colts again because that offensive line was just absolutely awful. I almost started feeling bad for Jacob Eason because he was just on his back the whole game. So I'm going Las Vegas in this one as well. Big game for Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, it is an ugly game both ways. I'm going to take the Raiders in this. Actually, you know what? Jeff Saturday is the new coach of the Colts. I'm going Colts this week. I like it. Yeah.
All right.
Never coached the game in his life, but
yeah. He's going to light a fire under them, and they're going to come out and win. Is Taylor playing?
I think so.
I think he's back. No Waller, no Renfro for the Raiders. Give me the Colts with Taylor.
Interesting. Yeah, that like Austin was saying, man, that O-line is so bad. I don't even know how they're that bad either. They got Quentin Nelson, one of the best guards in the league.
Yeah, highest paid too.
Yeah, just an absolute monster truck out there, dude. Just running cats over and doing all types of crazy stuff. So them dudes on the field, man, it's a grown men. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I just think Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, they're gonna get after them dudes, man. They need one of these games, and I think Devontae Adams is gonna keep getting the pill now.
Yeah,
it is what it is, man. And Josh Jacobs been running the hell out of the ball this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. Let's get it. Cowboys at Packers. Cowboys favored by 4.5 in this game. Unfortunately, I have to go Cowboys. I do think that weather might be an issue. I do have to say unfortunately, because I don't like to go against our guests like that, but I just can't forget what I just watched that Packers offense do all season and against the Lions directly. Lions have the worst defense in the league and they held them to 9 points. Cowboys do not have the worst defense in the league and they will play well. I'm going Cowboys.
Yeah, I think Cowboys coming off a bye. Zeke is back healthy. I think Micah Parsons is coming back healthy as well. That Packers offense has been just tough to watch. I think the Cowboys use a backfield, kind of like how Cleveland does. I think they win this game.
Well, champs take risk, and I'm gonna go out and take a risk here. Give me the Packers this week. Upset of the year.
Upset of the year, knock it off. That's not upset of the year. Packers at home is never an upset.
I don't know what it is, but when Green Bay plays Dallas, they somehow find a way to win. And Jake Ferguson is out for the Dallas Cowboys, so the Packers are going to win.
You got Mike McCarthy back in his old field.
Yeah. All right. How are you feeling, Zach?
Man, you can just bring the hammer out, man.
Let's go.
You bring the hammer out. This Cowboys, man. It pains my heart right now to say this.
Yeah.
Pains my heart, man. We can probably have a whole episode about the Packers, but try to make this short. Battling injuries. Obviously that's not the number one thing that's wrong with them, but it doesn't help.
Right.
Receivers, man, I have so much to say about these dudes, but and obviously Rodgers has been playing well, Line has been playing well. We're not coaching well. Everything literally just going wrong right now, and it's really sad to see. And a lot of people are blaming Rodgers, which I get it. He needs his fair share of criticism, but like all this stuff about ayahuasca or whatever, however you say it, and all that stuff is just so overhyped by the media. And if you're a true, I could be biased. Let me know if I'm being biased. But if you actually listen to Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays, I faithfully listen to it. And I think if you're not a fan of Aaron Rodgers, you should actually go back and listen to him. Because
I actually like it a lot. I like how real he is about it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like he gives you actual insight. Like he tells you things that players wouldn't say in like press conferences or whatever. And he just keeps it real. And like everybody always is just on him so much because of how the media is treating him right now. And I get it, he's kind of been doing some goofy stuff and they always are saying he's a bad leader and stuff. It's like you're not in the building. You're going off of what ESPN or CBS Sports told you, or Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all these people that just have a vendetta against Aaron Rodgers and just don't like him. You know what I mean? So I just think that people don't really, like I was saying, people don't really know what they're talking about. They don't get the ins and outs.
Right.
And I think it's a lot bigger issue than him, and it starts up top, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So.
Yep. All right. I agree with everything you just said, by the way. Cardinals at Rams. Rams favored by 1.5 in this game. Zach has already picked against his team more times than TT has the whole season. I'll start this one. I'm going Rams. We'll rapid fire this one a little bit here. We're running a little bit on time. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, I am as well.
Go ahead, Zach.
Oh yeah. Doesn't look like Matthew Stafford's gonna play, man. So I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I'm gonna ride the Cardinals. I'm a big Kyler Murray fan, but I know he might be out too.
So. No, he sounds like he's good to go. They were just keeping him going, keeping it safe, keeping it playing it safe.
Yeah, I know it was a hamstring, but go ahead.
But to the other two, not so fast, my friends. Little Lee Corso here. Cardinals win. Let's go.
Shocker. Move on. All right, Sunday Night Football. Chargers at 49ers. Niners favored by 7. I'm going Niners.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm going San Francisco as well with Debo back, Kyle Juszczyk. It's going to be fun to see what that offense dials up. Fully healthy.
So it's Keenan Allen back. It sounds like he might be back. I'm gonna go Niners at home though.
Perfect.
I just think they're just better right now.
Yeah, I'm taking Niners. McCaffrey got them. Got a spark to that offense.
He
Defense
does.
still good. So
For sure.
Yep.
They're scary with McCaffrey.
All right.
Yep.
Commanders at Eagles. Anyone picking Commanders in this one? Eagles favored by 11.
No.
No.
All right. With that being said, I just wanted to save a little bit of time for us to thank you for joining our podcast.
Yeah.
First guest ever. You absolutely killed it. We appreciate you, brother. I don't want this to cut out on you. It's underneath a minute. But we really appreciate you for coming out here. We definitely need to have you back sometime soon. But with that being said, like, subscribe, comment. We'll drop your information there. Give me this damn helmet. Get me out of here.
Shout out to
Another
Cam
episode of
Newton.
Fall Line Podcast.
Zach, you got a random player? Think of a random player right
We're
now.
out of here.